Hello and welcome to News Tonight. Here are the top stories. Investigates LGBTQ advocate lauds the clergy's efforts to avert the vice. Dr. Kitutu under fire over Karamoja relief items. While World Health Organization lauds Uganda over exceptional fight against Ebola. And Uganda loses team events to Egypt in All Africa Badminton Championship. Hello once again, Mugalum Muhammad on sign language. I am Rhoda Ngozi. Let's dig into it. President Yoweri Museveni has commended religious leaders for standing their ground against homosexuality vice that could compromise Uganda and the African values. The president described promoters of same-sex relationships as lost people that are taking a wrong direction. This he echoed at Muchini in Kitgum district during the commemoration to mark Archbishop Janan Luwum Day.
If a hen can know that it's meant for a cock, and the bull can know that it's meant for a cow, what makes it difficult for a human to know that a man is meant for a woman?
And live faithfully for the Lord, and that the Lord may bring healing upon you through his words this day. If you need to appear here, please take heart and stand and open your heart. Let me tell you, Church of Uganda, when the Church of England is taking another direction of accepting marrying a man and a man, the Church of Uganda is keeping the stand of faith that we cannot be shaken.
These are some of the concerns that have been of top concern and the top message here as the country commemorated Archbishop Janan Luwum Day here at Muchini in Kitgum district.
Whoever is promoting such vices, they should keep their money. We keep our faith and keep the faith, because I'm sure if Janan Luwum was here, he would be grieved to see that people are introducing homosexuality.
President Museveni arrived as the service was going on here at Muchini, and he went straight to lay a wreath to the grave of the wife of the former Archbishop, who also died in 2019. Museveni has backed the church leaders and all other religious leaders on their stand against homosexuality, describing the people supporting it as those who are lost and are taking the wrong track.
I want to congratulate the Ugandan believers for rejecting homosexuality. These Europeans are really with these Europeans. They don't listen. But it's good that you said please. We have been telling them please, this problem of homosexuality is not something that you should normalize and celebrate.
Museveni also seized the opportunity to preach the gospel of peace, the gospel of wealth creation, and the gospel of values in the country.
This is really the message of the NRM. Yes, you can talk about Dong Lobo, but you can actually have Lonyo even in areas where there is no Dong Lobo.
He encouraged Ugandans to embrace wealth creation, producing for commercial purposes, especially in agriculture, and also to embrace compulsory universal primary and secondary education.
So this UPE was introduced to save your people from lack of education.
Lokman me kwan lu muhoni gamento katikere me konyo wa nilutien wa peju a okigangwan mirgu beri gangwan.
The rich people can send their children to private schools and they pay big money.
Joma chene tie chingi giromo chwala lutien ogi schools mukene mano kichula giri.
But the children of the poor should study free.
The days gone, Archbishop Janan Loom continues to be remembered as a hero of Uganda. He was murdered in 1977. This remains a day worth celebrating according to religious leaders and all other people who turned up to celebrate this day.
We are all united in honoring, celebrating and giving thanksgiving for the testimony, the martyrdom and example of Archbishop Janan Loom as a compelling role model for Uganda and the world.
Just like Archbishop Janan Loom did, all we can say is that you can stand your ground if you're standing for the truth. Henry Okrut, UPC, here at Muchwini in the Northern District of Kitgum.
The State Minister for Higher Education, Dr. John Chrysostom Muyingo, has cautioned parents to double their efforts in the fight against homosexuality and the LGBTQ agenda besides drug abuse. The minister was handing over 300 bursaries worth 900 million shillings to Senior 1 students in various schools under his program Bamunanika Education Fund. Let's take a look.
State Minister for Higher Education, Dr. John Chrysostom Muyingo, has condemned the increasing practices against religions and cultural norms dominating schools in the country. This comes a day after the Minister of Education and Sports pledged to launch an investigation into sexual perversions in schools. He cautioned parents and guardians in this period of selecting schools for their children against those they have not examined and to double their efforts to fight these vices and perversions out of schools and the country at large. Dr. Muyingo was handing over 300 bursaries worth 900 million shillings to Senior 1 learners in various schools under his program aimed at supporting children with further studies, the Bamunanika Education Fund.
Kasitowulira mu mpisa ntozesika bulungi ngamba nze nja kukwata mu nsawo tumusasulira awalala. Njagala obudde buno tusigaza abaana tebanadda ku masomero tubukozese okuteekera wagi tubatwala n'okubateekateeka obulungi. Njagala obudde buno tubukozese gwe ng'owuwa amaze okufuna gy'alaga tuddeyo mu kyalo.
At a function held at Kakola High School in Luwero, the minister also cautioned parents still with school-going children at home that the Ministry of Education and Sports is to embark on the operations to arrest them. He said government has constructed several schools across the country under UPE and USE programs for those who can't afford private schools. The chairperson, Bamunanika Education Fund, Robert Chini, says this program of Bamunanika Education Fund was established in 2011 and over 20,000 students have already benefited.
Now, of the 252, these are distributed in the 5 different sub-counties within the constituency, and each sub-county was allocated 50 students. So that is the total number of 252 that has been selected this financial. Now, this academic year, but we also hope to recruit those for Senior 4 starting next week.
Fred Kasvante compiled this report.
Commissioner Generals from different revenue authorities in East Africa have been urged to embrace new technology advancement to achieve a tax collection base. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Ramadan Gobi, noted that for East African member states to be dependable, they must implement a tax policy formulation system to enable East African states achieve their fiscal consolidation.
As part of strengthening and enabling tax mobilization in the East African Community member states, Commissioner Generals from 7 revenue authorities of the East African Community are deliberating on how to enhance tax policy formulation towards building sustainable development goals for dependable East Africa.
The major goal of forming the East African Revenue Authorities CG's Forum was to ensure that we attain harmonized, standardized and integrated tax administration systems across the partner states. These meetings therefore provide a platform for exchange of ideas, good practices relating to tax administration and revenue collection in the region.
And I can bet before you that if we emphasize on the use of technology and instead of being satisfied with the self-assessment system and moving toward what Mr. Mbulu has said, we collect the revenue from the source, I'm sure we are going to fully finance our budgets for the respective countries.
The Permanent Secretary, Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Ramadan Gobi, urges Commissioner Generals to embrace technology advancement to diversify tax mobilization and help governments achieve fiscal consolidation.
Despite increasingly bringing the region's tax systems in line with international standards, our region, as we all know, is yet to realize the out-of sub-Saharan African average of 18% tax to GDP ratio as per our peers elsewhere.
We are also looking at ensuring that we continue improving the efficiency of the revenue administration. The more efficient we become in collection of revenue, the more the revenue we collect, and the more we support our governments in fiscal consolidation.
Existing different tax regimes remain an impediment within the East African states, with stakeholders calling upon the harmonization and standardization of tax collection agenda.
One of the limitations in our region is the diversity in the tax procedures and laws across our different countries. This diversity not only creates complexity, but also creates avenues through which tax-paying community can exploit one jurisdiction against the other.
The East African Revenue Authority Commissioner General meeting is an annual event that attracts tax collection revenue bodies in East Africa to discuss and forge means of harnessing and improving revenue-related issues. This year's event focused on the theme, leveraging technology and data for revenue mobilization. Sadam Ubale, UBC News, Kampala.
Minister of State for General Duties Anifa Kawoya has expressed displeasure over the poor health services in Ntoroko district. In her visit to 4 health facilities, the minister was dismayed over the poor management, absenteeism of health workers, and congestion in the wards. In most of the health centers, men, women and children were sharing the wards amidst poor sanitation, dilapidated structures, diversion of funds, among others. The minister tasked the district health committee to take note of all the issues, especially alleged corruption in the health centers in question.
My brother engineer.
So now you see again, one who told me in charge went on honeymoon. Now in charge is sick. Now in charge is on leave. Now this one is sick. In my life, I don't like lies. In my life. And in intelligence, I'm one person who doesn't need to use the this and the kiss of this place. They are 5. one is sick. Where is the medical form? Get the medical form, let it be posted on my phone now. You cannot. No. I came here to find solutions. That's why we came here.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister.
So I will not accept
Honorable Minister,
that
it
must change.
Yeah.
It must
Change.
It must change. Those who are going to deliver from here, they are in one room. Those who are in labor, same room. Those who have gone to the labor ward and they come back, same room. Postnatal, same room. That one who has had a miscarriage, same room. Traumatizing. I am a mother, I don't. Anywhere I go, we can agree. But that section, no. Recently heard that the doctors needed salary enhancement, but we cannot enhance the saying that the in-charge lost a relative, the in-charge is on honeymoon, the in-charge is sick, so which is which? And the in-charge may be somewhere in his own, I'm saying maybe, I'm not confirming that, maybe in a facility somewhere. When you look at these people, just look at them. These are not the people that should manage the center.
Meanwhile, regional and international health organizations have commended Uganda for its efforts and measures used to fight Ebola. Representatives of health organizations applauded Uganda for setting a precedent and becoming the first country to end an Ebola outbreak in 69 days.
Regional and global health organizations have commended Uganda on its efforts towards fighting and ending the Ebola virus. The World Health Organization representative in Uganda, Jonas Tegen, applauded Uganda for its transparency and measures used to end Ebola outbreak.
As I mentioned on Monday, the unique aspect of this response was the concerted effort of all of you, all the partners, all agencies, all parts of the society, more than anyone, the commitment of the community that enabled Uganda to defeat this epidemic in 69 days, which is a world record in managing an Ebola outbreak, which has already established a secondary transmission.
Uganda broke a world record for ending Ebola outbreak in 69 days, making it the first country in the world to end an outbreak in the shortest time. Regional health organizations will now adopt measures used by Uganda towards ending public health emergencies.
That's very impressive, although I think you have set up a really high bar for yourself and for the rest of the countries of this continent and the world, I have to say.
We have gathered a lot of best practices from this exercise. We have gathered a lot of challenges that we share in common between us. And we hope to use this to build on this to enable us prepare better. And we are confident that through such experiences, we shall reciprocate and keep away any future pandemics or outbreaks away from Uganda, just as you kept SVD away from us and the rest of the world.
The Minister of State for Primary Health Care, Margaret Muhanga, on behalf of government, applauded the public vigilance in the 9 districts which were affected by Ebola, especially in Kasanda and Mubende, which were the epicenter for the virus.
The government of Uganda, through the Ministry of Health, and with the support of WHO and other partners, managed to contain the disease, and by 11th January of 2023, Uganda was declared Ebola-free. And as you have heard from WR, we are now the champions of fighting epidemics. Uganda is now on the world map. A lot of people are coming to learn from us how we managed to end Ebola in 69 record days.
The Sudan Ebola virus disease outbreak after action review meeting has attracted global health organization representatives to assess lessons and possible response on dealing with public health emergencies. Sadam Ubale, UBC News, Kampala.
It's super fast internet.
It's a super camera. It's a super battery.
Fun battery phone.
Yeah, it's a super deal. Get the Capote Super from MTN now at a reduced initial deposit of only 49,000 shillings and pay the balance in Pola for as low as 833 shillings per day. Grab this Super Capote deal this Christmas and get 2 GB of free MTN data every month for 8 months. Get the Capote Super now from any MTN shop countrywide. Everywhere you go, MTN. Regulated by UCC.
It's true what people say, that when I wash and you wash your hands with soap, we'll have less infections as Ugandans. After all, it's hands that handle money. It's hands that feed us. Hands that prepare soil for farming. Hands that we use to learn. And hands that we use for fun.
When I wash and you wash, it means clean hands for all. So, wash your hands with soap and clean water regularly to keep away infections and disease-causing germs. This message is from the National Hand Washing Secretariat with support from UNICEF.
Are you tired of high fees and slow transfer time when sending money? Look no further. Airtel Money is here to revolutionize the way you move your money. We have revised our rates, and now sending money from Airtel to other networks in Uganda, East Africa, and to the rest of the world has never been more affordable. Plus, you can trust Airtel Money to get your money where it needs to go quickly and safely. Simply dial *185# and start sending money. Switch to Airtel Money today and experience unbeatable rates and top-notch services for all your local and international money transfer needs. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
The Ministry of Health informs the public that a second round of the house-to-house polio immunization campaign will take place from Friday 17th February to Monday 20th February 2023 in all divisions of Kampala. During this house-to-house polio immunization campaign, health workers will come to your homes, workplaces, schools, daycare centers, places of worship, and other community gatherings and immunize all your children below 5 years of age. Please cooperate with the health workers and give them access to your homes and schools to vaccinate all children below 5 years of age against polio. It is important to note that this house-to-house polio immunization campaign does not replace routine immunization. The polio vaccine is safe, effective, and free.
Parents and guardians, please ensure that all your children below 5 years of age are immunized against polio during the second round of the polio immunization campaign from Friday 17th of February to Monday 20th of February 2023 in all divisions of Kampala. This message is from the Ministry of Health with support from UNICEF, World Health Organization, and partners.
Let me just send.
Yes.
Oh. Accessing your contacts the old way.
Yeah.
Accessing your contacts with the My Airtel app. You have the power in your pocket. The power to access your favorite contacts.
Do you need data collection services, data analysis and reporting, monitoring and evaluation systems? Then contact Mode Technologies, a professional research firm that has provided many organizations with timely research solutions for over 15 years. For more information, visit www.mt.co.ug or call us on 0704 913 399 or 0782 602 963. Visit our office in Kampala at Sayuni Complex in Tinda. Mood Technologies, your professional research firm.
Watching news tonight. Bulambuli District Member of Parliament Engineer Irene Muloni has expressed concern on the progress of parish development model in her district. And during a parish development model monitoring and training exercise held at Bulambuli district headquarters, Engineer Muloni cited the delayed disbursement of funds as a limitation to the beneficiaries to execute their business enterprises. Yet the majority of them are farmers who are timed by seasons.
Legislators of Bulambuli district have drawn back to their constituencies to ascertain the actuality and progress of the parish development model, as directed by the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among. During a monitoring and training of trainers exercise held at Bulambuli district headquarters, Engineer Irene Muloni, the Bulambuli district woman member of Parliament, revealed that parish development model is set to benefit community members, but expressed concern on the delayed disbursement of the funds, which might affect the beneficiaries, especially the farmers who operate on seasons.
We've recognized that money has reached the accounts of the circles, but no disbursements have been made because of change in the guidelines. We're going to monitor and ensure that by 1st March, really the disbursements begin because the rain season, the planting season is about to come. So we need our people ready with the money to buy their inputs.
Unlike in some of the recent programs, where the technical officers procured inputs for beneficiaries, in the parish development model, the implementers have revealed that they are to give choice to beneficiaries select enterprises of their own, but stick to the guiding procedures of the program that, among others, include opening up bank accounts, as Dr. Okwari Charles, the PDM master trainer, explains.
The procedures is what we are trying to emphasize, and at the end of it, we shall have the beneficiaries open up bank accounts with the respective banks so that money can be sent to them. We are sending money to them so that they will pick the money to buy the items, the inputs which they want. We shall not be interfering with their procurement process.
Florence Nabafu, the Community Development Officer of CC Sub-County, also one of the trainees, commended PDM Secretariat for the training and pledged to spread the PDM gospel by encouraging the beneficiaries to conduct business enterprises that can yield quick returns.
Encourage our people to do enterprises that can bring quick returns so that this money can be brought back on time for others also to access.
Meanwhile, Engineer Muloni stressed as legislators, they are to prioritize mindset change to the beneficiaries and also ensure disbursement is done by March to avoid farmers lose out on the season.
We have engaged and talked to the beneficiaries that they must have a mindset change to understand what this PDM program is.
Meanwhile, researchers, writers and experts project the Chigungu Missionary Landing Site Monument, where two missionaries, Reverend Father Lodel Mapeda and Brother Amans, landed upon arrival for Christianity in the country in 1879, will be no more in the next 5 years if relevant authorities do not take urgent action. Today, UBC TV brings you a special report on Chigungu Missionary Landing Site Monument.
Mwaka gwa 1879 abaminsani abasookera ddala okuli Reverend Father Laudel Mapera ne Brother Amansi bagoba ku mwala ekigungu nga bazze okunnyikiza ekigambo kya Katonda ssaako n'okwagaza
At Timex Nutrition Center, we advise you on the right foods to eat, exercise profile to adopt, and lifestyle strategies which are compatible to your blood group and genotype. This empowers your body to prevent and treat many diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, and many others. For more information, find us at our head office in Kampala on Nassa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor, or call 0758 819 952 or 0778 288 361. We also have other branches in Bara and Jinja.
It's super fast internet. Oh, it's a super camera. It's a super battery.
Phone battery full.
Yeah, it's a super deal. Get the Capote Super from MTN now at a reduced initial deposit of only 49,000 shillings and pay the balance in Pola for as low as 833 shillings per day. Grab this Super Capote deal this Christmas and get 2 GB of free MTN data every month for 8 months. Get the Capote Super now from any MTN shop countrywide. Everywhere you go, MTN. Regulated by UCC.
The Tales of Kasozi, brought to you by Uganda Communications Commission.
Hello? This is Kasozi. How can I help you?
Hey, Kasozi, my brother. Long time. We last met when we were at campus. It's been a while, but you are the person I'm looking for.
Campus? Really?
Hey, you don't remember me?
Okay, so how can I help you?
I'm stuck in Gulu making millions and I need to urgently send money to my sick mother. But I can't find any mobile money agent near me. I've sent the money to your phone, as you can see the message. It might take a few minutes to come through, but I urgently need you to send the money to my mother. Let me send you her number and you send it to her chap.
My friend, I'm afraid your mom is going to die.
What?
Because I don't know you, I never went to campus, and I'm also in Gulu. So can we meet at CPS, we talk about it?
Stay tuned for what Kasozi does next.
Tofera, refrain from unnecessary engagements with strangers over the phone. This message is powered by the Uganda Communications Commission.
This isn't just a girl. She is the future. This is a teacher, a doctor, a community leader, our future president.
This is our family's pride.
This is my friend.
This is the future of our nation.
She is the future of Uganda, and the policies I enact today will protect her from teenage pregnancy.
She is the hope of our community, and I will talk to others about how we must protect her.
She is our family's pride, and I will protect her from child marriage and talk to her about the dangers of teenage pregnancy. We each have a role to play in empowering our teenage girls to protect them from child marriage and pregnancy, because when we empower them, we empower our nation. Protect the girl, save the nation.
Their support meant so much to me. I stayed focused and was protected from child marriage and teenage pregnancy. I will support other girls against child marriage and teenage pregnancy.
Take action. Report any case of defilement or child marriage to the police or call Sauti 116.
Did you know that you can safely and conveniently make your school fees payments anytime, any school, anywhere using Airtel Money? Oh yes! Simply pick up your phone and dial *185#. Select option 6, school fees. Choose between school pay, peg pay, or sure pay. Enter student number. Enter amount, confirm name and transaction. Enter Airtel Money PIN. A confirmation message will be sent to you upon a successful transaction. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
And now in business news, Uganda's tourism sector is coming back to life after almost 3 years of distress. As the numbers of foreign tourists rise, concerns of prioritization and government commitment to sector recovery is coming up in various forums.
The last 3 years have been the roughest and toughest period for Uganda's tourism sector. COVID-19 pandemic restrictions, economic slowdown, and the more recent Ebola virus outbreak drained resources and the energy of the public and private sector players. Natalie Van P., a tour operator and director of Nile Safari Lodge in Murchison Falls National Park, recounts their trials.
We opened in September, on the 13th of September 2019. In December, the outbreak of COVID started. The country was shut down, we had lockdown, the airport was closed, and even movement with cars in Uganda was completely blocked.
Despite the tough times, going for months without hosting a single guest, the lodge proprietors had to keep a skeleton team of workers around to maintain the place in anticipation of better days.
If it was any kind we could get, just after training all our staff, 80% are locals from the Mubako village. So after training all our staff, there was no way of closing. We kept the lodge going, even if it was one client a week or a month. So we kept strong, we kept all our employees during the COVID time, and our team stayed strong together. Most of them were still with them today. And also I thank them for being there with us on the hardest time.
After the full reopening of the economy in early 2022, and the declaration of Uganda being Ebola virus-free, sector players like Natalie and Lilia Jarova, the Chief Executive Officer, Uganda Tourism Board, are ecstatic as the sector, a top revenue earner for the country, comes back to life.
As we see now, things are picking up and it's exciting. I believe that we are heading up for a really good season this year that should lead us to the recovery of the number that we had in 2019.
Rob Walker, a globally acclaimed British sports commentator and a celebrated sports personality, is one of the recent visitors to Murchison Falls National Park.
300 cubic meters of water drop here, drop 45 meters every single second. And you can feel the ground rumbling underneath you.
At the Nile Safari Lodge, they focus on exclusivity due to their limited number of rooms. Their target clientele are therefore high-end like Rob Walker.
It's always a pleasure to host anyone actually, because we want to give everyone the same service. But someone like Rob Walker, who is a sports journalist and has such a career, it makes it even better because we know that the way he feels about our lodge will replicate throughout, worldwide.
Uganda's tourism industry has the potential to challenge and even surpass some of the leading tourism destinations globally. But there is a concern of sector prioritization and resource allocation by government.
How much do we get from tourism? How much do they get back? You find that tourism, which gives the country, I think it's the second, if I'm correct. Before COVID, it was the first. If we could put in more money to tourism, how much money would we be able to get into this country? But at the end of the day, as a country, as a government, we have our priorities as of now.
In the next financial year, 2023-2024, the sector is facing a more than 50% slash on budgetary allocation, a move that analysts believe will help more a sector on a recovery trajectory. Dennis Igor for UBC News.
Relatedly, researchers, writers and experts project that Chigungu Missionary Landing Site Monument, where two missionaries, Reverend Father Lodel Mapera and Brother Amand, landed upon arrival for Christianity in the country that's back in 1879, will be no more in the next 5 years if relevant authorities do not take urgent action.
In 10th February 1879, two French missionaries, fathers led by Reverend Father Lord El Mapera and Brother Amans, landed at Chigungu landing site in Entebbe to spread Christianity, a dominant religion in the country. Up to date, pilgrims still make their way to Chigungu missionary landing site to commemorate the first Catholic missionaries who spread Christianity on every 17th February.
You remember last time when we get floods, this church is one of the places which was got affected by the rise of the water tables.
In an exclusive interview, Charles Nyakana, the Pride of Entebbe founder, has been writing and researching about the historical missionary landing site for now over 10 years.
My writing and research that I started in 2012 till today, I've realized that the shrine at some point in time will have to be washed away. When the waters merged, I felt so bad that I was worried that I may not start writing about this place.
Nyakana told UBC TV that there is a number of things that have hindered the development of this historical site and should be prioritized. He noted that during the rainy season, the shrine submerges, including the monument spot, where the first Catholic missionaries landed, which is one of the biggest challenges affecting the historical site.
One thing that is lacking, not everybody knows the history of that place in Chigungu. So I think the Catholic Church should come up with a mini museum where most of the works are kept in that place. Talk about things that they can sell to promote that place. T-shirts, cups, bearing pictures, information about that place. Even anything connected to Chigungu, welcome to Chigungu, shrine. To me, that alone will give a very huge mileage to that place.
As the Catholic Church plans to develop this place, we are also calling upon other agents to join us in developing this area. Because as you may look around, there are also some other activities going on, like the vendors, the market vendors who are selling firewood, fish and other things. So we think that if we can fence off this land and we avoid the other encroachers.
He has, however, advised the Catholic Church heads and other relevant authorities to shift the shrine to another place and conserve the old one and be used as a museum for the tourists and pilgrims.
My only worry right now is the Catholic Church should think of getting another place within that area to accommodate the bigger numbers of people, because the church right now cannot accommodate the numbers of people flocking there. The church is already in the middle of the lake, almost in the water.
Some Christians and local leaders found carrying out general cleaning in preparation for tomorrow's event have this to say.
Era tusaba ne Ssaabasumba atuyambe tusobole kyaki yaffe eno okugisiba fence kubanga tuba tugisibye fence tuba tuwongera ku buyonjo bwe tuyina.
If no action has been done urgently, the monument will be no more in the next 5 years. Being a missionary landing site, it hasn't been prioritized as one of the greatest tourist destinations for many reasons, hence putting the blame on Catholic Church for not being considerate. Shaidat Nasaku, Sulaka Gugube, UBC News.
And in sports, Uganda has been knocked out of the team's event at the ongoing All Africa Badminton Championships in South Africa. Uganda lost to Egypt at the quarter-final stage. 12 best badminton teams are competing at the event.
Uganda had a fair start of Group C that had host South Africa and Mozambique finishing second in the group to progress to the quarterfinals. The team was later drawn to giants Egypt to to whom they lost the singles game and the doubles. The prowess of Seed 1 Brian Casley and Fazia Shamik secured mixed doubles victory, though not sufficient as they lost the semi-final slot to Egypt. In the other fixtures, South Africa played Zambia, Nigeria faced Mauritius, while Reunion played Algeria. Now giant South Africa and Egypt will tussle to determine who walks away with the team's events crown. Meanwhile, all is not lost as the individual categories are to compete this Friday. Brian Casley, Husna Kobgabe and Shamik Fazila will compete for their own merit and prize money. 12 countries including Zambia, Cameroon, Nigeria are competing for honors and ranking at the world stage.
Well, that does it for News Tonight. Thank you for sticking with us. Mugalu Mohammed on Sign Language. I am Rhoda Ngonzi. Have yourselves a lovely night.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
The most affordable 4G smartphone in Uganda from Airtel. Now heavily discounted from 250,000 shillings to 150,000 shillings only. Yes, 150,000 shillings only to keep you connected to your loved ones.
Dial *175*94# to activate free 1 GB instant